Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have our first product review, and I was really shocked when I didn't see it reviewed anywhere yet on YouTube. This is Angelwax Resurrection Extreme. This is their super heavy cut compound. I've got a junk test hood here that was donated by Caliber Collision here in Avon, Ohio. Gonna do 600 grit, and sadly the place where I bought the 600 grit only had the dry, so I couldn't do it wet. So I'm going to do it dry. I'm going to do 1000 grit wet, and then 1500 grit wet, and then 3000 grit wet. The question is, will the Resurrection Extreme Angelwax's super heavy cut compound take care of 600 grit scratches? Because I am sure that it's going to blow through the 1000, 1500, and of course the 3000. I'm going to wipe the residue off, and it's a little cool in the shop here today. We're going to come back when it's fully dry. We're going to mask it off, and then we're going to use a rotary polisher with a Lake Country purple wool pad to do our test with. Going to use correction speed with the rotary. Going to go back and forth and up and down, which is equal to 2 passes. Sorry about the light flickering. I stepped on the extension cord like an idiot. But we're going to go ahead and make 2 passes. Then we're going to wipe off the residue. Then we're going to see what's left over. And correction speed with the rotary, is not that much different than it is with a dual action polisher, but it is slightly faster. But I've been using a rotary since 1992, which is going to show my age a little bit. I learned on the rotary. It's a great tool to have in your arsenal. For these super hard clear coats, you're going to need a super extreme cutting compound to make your job and life a lot easier. Now that we got the polishing done, or the correction, gonna wipe off the compound residue. There's literally no dusting at all. Being a rotary, it did sling a little bit, but that's the fault of the user and not the fault of the compound. It had a long open cycle. You probably could have corrected it for infinity before it dried up. Wipes off super easy. That's one of the things I've always loved about the Angelwax compounds, whether it's any of them in the line. They wipe off super easy. Going to bring a correction light in here, get a little bit better of a view to see if there's anything left over, and then I'll bring everybody in for a first-person view so we can see here. It did an excellent job on the 600 grit scratches. I need to quit stepping on the extension cord and making that light go on and off. That cord's been janky for a while. I think it's time to throw it in the trash. The extension cord, that is. So I'll bring everybody in here for a first-person view. You get to see what this exactly looks like and what a great job that it did. It did an excellent job on those 600 grit sand marks. Probably another pass or two, and it probably would have taken care of them all. So we're going to peel the tape off here, and then I'm going to grab a DA polisher with a Euro 50/50 microfiber cutting and polishing pad, a step that you would need to do after using a heavy cut compound to get rid of any trails or haze that a rotary polisher will give. And then we're going to get a good idea of how great a job this would actually do when teamed up with a second stage. And for the correction cream, we're going to use 3D1. We're getting ready to go back to Angelwax Regenerate, and we're just using up the rest of the 3D1 because there's no sense in just throwing product away. I like 3D1, but it's a pain in the you-know-what to wipe off. It really is. It's a bear. Just like we did with the rotary, we're going to use correction speed, which is an inch or so every second or two. I peeled the tape off to go over to show that we're staying behind the line, just so we can get an idea of how this would look as a two-stage polish or correction. In case anybody is wondering, this is the Flex XFE cordless 15 millimeter long throw polisher. All of our polishers here are cordless. They're all made by Flex, except for that rotary. That's an old DeWalt from the early 90s. That thing's been kicking ass for a long time. We have plans to get the Flex cordless rotary as well. Having cords is a thing of the past in our shop here. Gonna wipe off the 3D1. I'll bring everybody in close here for a first person view, and you can see what a great job this did when you team the two together. Those 600 grit marks are almost, not all the way gone, but virtually all the way gone. Another pass with the Angelwax Resurrection Extreme would have probably taken care of it. It blew through the 1,000 and 1,500 and 3,000. Unbelievable for the 600 grit. There's no doubt if I'd have had more 800, I'd have done 800 as well, but as great as the 600 looks, I'm sure it would have blown through the 800 grit marks without even blinking an eye. I'll bring in the correction light too, just to give it some more light here. A different color temperature. It literally blew through everything and made great work of the 600 grit marks. Like I've said, highly, highly impressed. Definitely gets a thumbs up from us. As you see, this hood's trashed, it's damaged, it's got gouges in it. Wasn't going to take care of those, but it looks freaking great compared to how it used to.
Final thoughts segment. Angelwax Resurrection Extreme. 500 milliliters is around $38. 1,000 milliliters or 1 liter is around $65. Is it better than 3D ACA 500? I believe so. We believe so in our shop. It's just ever so slightly better. It's not quite as thick. It's kind of runny for a super heavy cut compound, but like all the other Angelwax compounds, it's just as great. If I had to give it a rating here, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. It'd get a perfect 10 out of a 10 if it was just a hair thicker, because it's a little bit runny, but that's my only complaint. It practically took care of 600 grit sand marks in this test hood. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Once again, my name is John. We are Knight and Shining Armor Paint Correction, Ceramic Coatings and Detailing. We will catch everybody in the next video.